This week on Report on Conditions, we'll go to the scene of an apartment fire near Valle Vista. We'll cover tips to prepare your home for fire season and a special reunion between firefighters and a patient.
Stand by for reporting conditions.
Thank you for joining us in this week's episode of CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department's Report on Conditions. I'm Alex Izaguirre. Last week, from March 28th through April 3rd, our firefighters responded to 3,333 calls for service. Of that number, 2,466 were medical emergencies and 366 were fire-related calls. Of the fire calls, 19 were vegetation fires and 30 were structure fires. Let's take a look at a few highlighted incidents from the past week. On Tuesday, March 29th, Fire Dispatch received multiple reports of an apartment fire at the 4200 block of Mayberry Avenue near Valle Vista. The first arriving battalion chief reported a two-story apartment building with smoke and fire showing from the second story. All residents were evacuated prior to the fire department arriving at the scene. During the suppression of the fire, a large, unresponsive dog was located in the kitchen area. The dog was carried out by firefighters, resuscitated, and treated for smoke inhalation. The owner transported the dog to a local veterinarian for observation. Within 30 minutes after arrival, firefighters were able to quickly contain the fire. The second-story apartment was deemed uninhabitable, including an additional residence that sustained water damage. The Red Cross was requested for 2 displaced adults and 1 child for both residences. No injuries to civilians or firefighters were reported. On Saturday, April 2nd at approximately 10 a.m., firefighters responded to a multi-family residential structure fire near the 51600 block of Tyler Street in the city of Coachella. The first unit on scene reported fire showing from one unit on the second story where it was contained to the room of origin. The Red Cross is in contact with the family of 5 that was displaced by the fire. The City of Coachella Building Department evaluated the building and red tagged the unit. The fire is currently under investigation and no injuries were reported to fire personnel or civilians. In the afternoon of April 2nd at approximately 1 p.m., firefighters responded to Lindell Road where a reported victim was trapped underneath a large tractor. Fire personnel used pressurized airbags to stabilize and lift the tractor off the patient's lower extremities. The patient was then transported to a local hospital with minor injuries. No firefighters were injured during this incident.
I got what it takes.
I've got what it takes.
I've got what it takes.
There are 3 ways your home can be exposed to wildfire: direct flames from a wildfire or neighboring home, radiant heat from nearby burning plants or structures, and flying embers. Flying embers from a wildfire can destroy homes up to a mile away and are responsible for the destruction of most homes during a wildfire. Taking the necessary measures to prepare your home can help increase its likelihood of survival when a wildfire strikes. Take a look at a few helpful tips on how to harden your home. Don't wait until it's too late.
Wildfire can destroy your home and property. Harden your home with fire ignition resistant materials before wildfire strikes. Fire ignition resistant materials can help protect your home and can reduce the spread of wildfire. Upgrades to your roof, vents, windows, deck, fence, and more can harden your home, giving it the best chance of surviving a wildfire. Don't wait until it's too late. Prepare for wildfire and harden your home now. Learn more from CAL FIRE at readyforwildfire.org.
Often, firefighters and dispatchers don't receive updates on the condition of the patients that they treat. Last week, however, firefighters at Station 91 in the city of Moreno Valley received a special visitor. Our cameras were there to capture the rare and special moment.
That night, I was on Engine 2. We were assigned to Station 91 on a cover assignment. It was a fairly busy night. We had run several medical aids. We had just gotten back and gotten into the station, and We responded, pulled up, had a small SUV style vehicle into a light pole, had high speed, significant damage, fire in the engine compartment, making its way into the passenger compartment. We got her out fairly quickly. It was probably 5 minutes from the time the door opened until she was in the back of the ambulance and on the way to the hospital with significant burn injuries across probably 60% of her body. After having significant burn injuries and trauma injuries, she's recovered.
I don't have much memory of my car accident. I don't have much memory of exactly the whole 2020. My name is Noemi Gallardo, and I'm coming to the fire department here in Moreno Valley. I want to thank them that they got there on time. Luckily, it was only 2 minutes away. They saved my life, or else I wouldn't be here speaking. I wouldn't be standing, because by the time I hit Arrowhead, they said I wasn't gonna make it. I wasn't supposed to be living, but because the fire department got there on time, I'm here today. And if it wasn't for the fire department and the other Samaritans that were there, I wouldn't be here living today. Grace of God.
It's good to see the person. Every once in a while you'll get that phone call or a letter in the mail at the station saying thank you, but for the person to actually come out and say, hey, thanks, it means a lot.
I'm firefighter paramedic Trinetta, and this is Did You Know? A TIC, or a thermal imaging camera, is something that the fire department utilizes in mostly structure fires. A TIC is a vital piece of equipment because it allows us to see where the fire is located, any trapped victims, or any downed firemen. When utilizing this TIC, we want to make sure to use a scanning motion inside the room. That way we're able to pick up the appropriate heat signatures that we're looking for, whether it's the fire itself or looking for the heat signature of a person's body. Another TIC that we do carry on our engine that is utilized by firemen and engineers is our SEEK TICs. These TICs are strapped onto our SCBAs, and they are utilized in the same function as our regular MSA TICs. These TICs are used more for convenience, size, and they have the same capabilities as the other one as well.
This week saw the appointment of Scott Bethurum, who was recently promoted on April 1st to Deputy Chief of Support Services. Chief Bethurum began his journey in the fire service as a volunteer firefighter in 1997. Over the course of his career, Chief Bethurum has served as the unit training officer and health and safety officer. Most recently, he has served as the Division Chief of Support Services. Please join us in congratulating Chief Bethurum as he takes on his new role. Please join us in congratulating Deputy Chief Robert Peterson as he retires from CAL FIRE Riverside Unit with 26 years of service. We would also like to congratulate IT Communications Analyst 3, Teresa Williams, as she retires from Riverside County Fire Department with 16 years of service. Thank you both for your dedicated service to Riverside County and to the residents of California. We wish you both all the very best in your new chapters.
To stay up to date on current incidents as they happen in Riverside County, be sure to follow @CalFireRRU on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you've captured any pictures or video of our firefighters in action, please send them to us at rrupio@fire.ca.gov. From your CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department Public Affairs and Community Education Bureau, thanks for watching.